Shalom to the elect. I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles. Peace and blessings to the elect. So Shabbat Shabbat coming to you. It's going to be another lesson in transit. Real quick, I just want to talk about pretty much being prepared in the spirit for the times to come. But the importance of preparing for the worst but expecting the best, hoping for the best. So that's essentially our whole ideology is truth is to prepare for the worst but to expect and hope for the best. So we prepare for the worst, and what is that? Well, the worst is Esau coming in like a flood, the trying of our spirit, the hour of temptation, and really Jacob's trouble and all the plights and all the the situations that we could possibly be in during the time of Jacob's trouble. So with that being said, we prepare ourselves mentally, spiritually, and how do we do that? All right, well, we prepare ourselves for those times by meditating. It's called mental rehearsal. Right? The scripture said meditate terror, right? On the heathen, but we also got to meditate the terror that can come upon us and how we'll react. And ultimately it's through the spirit, but it's called mental rehearsal, right? It's kind of the brain is a very beautiful thing, right? When you go into the psychology of it, but basically when you consistently think a certain way or think about a specific situation, your brain will figure out ways to make it reality. So for example, if you are constantly meditating or mentally rehearsing, Esau grabbing you up and threatening your life, and the life of your family, if you don't denounce the Lord and take the chip. You want to run these scenarios in your mind over and over, different scenarios, different things you'll say, different things you do, and also visualize the angels delivering you. Visualize you getting spiritual power, right? These are the things you're going to do, because when that time actually comes, you've built mental preparedness as if you actually lived through the situation yourself. It's kind of like you gain experience through mental rehearsal. You gain experience through visualization. And then when you meditate on that, and then you also think about, okay, the Lord giving you spiritual power, or the Lord sending the angel to raise up that standard, that's you hoping for the best. And sometimes you might even think about, damn, what if I actually do get killed? You know what I mean? You got to think about thereafter, like, okay, next thing you know, I'm in the spirit world, and I'm standing before Yahweh by Shemel Shai. I'm standing before Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. And now, I'm getting my reward because I stood so stiffly. You know what I mean? The scripture said to be faithful. Yahweh Shai said, be faithful unto death, and I shall give you eternal life. And it also goes into how you shall be you shall be tortured, but be faithful. So we think about that, like, okay, what if we actually do get killed? What if we actually do get our head cut off? We think about Yahweh Shai put the crown on it, because we gave up our lives for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. We didn't waver. We did not subdue to Esau's threats. We actually gave our lives because it can also be a situation where Esau is bluffing. Esau bluffed to take your life if you don't take the chip. If you don't denounce the Lord, you stand 10 toes down. Next thing you know, he just gets frustrated and he just capture you or whatever and throw you into a camp, a prison, if you will. You know what I mean? And just keep you hostage for whatever reason. Maybe they'll use you for labor or but even then, you know what I mean? It's the best case scenario. In this way, but the angels can come and deliver us out of the prison, just like they did our forefathers before us. So that's the point, is to prepare yourself for the worst, but to hope and expect for the best. That's essentially what we do, because Jacob's trouble is going to come, right? Jacob's trouble is the worst thing that can happen on this planet, on this earth. It's a time like never before, and never shall there ever be. But Jacob shall be saved out of it. So that's going to be our deliverance. So we meditate on it. We meditate on different scenarios in Jacob's trouble. We meditate on having to, be pilgrims and go from place to place for safety. We think about food shortages and shelter, running into factions of people, not even just Esau, the government, but other factions of people, other survivors, and, civil war, all these different things. So we think about all of that. How we'll handle ourselves, how we'll be faithful unto the Lord. It's going to be pursuing Isaiah 33:6 is going to be the premise of our survival at the time, which is ultimately wisdom and knowledge, which is really the fear of the Lord. The fear of the Lord and the knowledge of the scriptures. So we have the fear of the Lord, which stops us from doing wrong. And the knowledge, and combined with the knowledge of the scriptures, is okay. We understand these things are going to happen. We understand because we've read the prophecy, so we know what's going to happen. And the prophecies are vivid. And obviously, there can be things that there are going to be things that happen that the scriptures did not directly touch on, but I believe the scriptures touched on the things that were most vocal, most severe. So if you can wrap your head around that, you can come and endure that, then you'll be alright. And I personally think that anything you can do now while you have liberty to prepare you for that time, whether it's learning a new skill or just gaining knowledge of whatever, anything helps. But we don't put our trust in anything. We don't put our trust in our own abilities and our own knowledge. We don't put our trust in anything but in our. But I will say, it's like knowing how to fight. When you know how to fight, you walk around confidently because you know how to defend yourself. If it came down to it, you had to get into a fight. You are confident that you can protect yourself and your family. But at the same time, you have confidence that the Lord will deliver you out of the situation, regardless if you fight or not. You have faith that you're going to make it out of the situation. That's the faith. But sometimes you might gotta fight, even if you get your ass beat. You don't know because you don't know how to fight. So you walk away with your health, and your life with your family. So but we also know this, the Lord will some of the Psalms 141 teaching my hands to fight with fearful war. So the Lord will put the spirit on you to just to fight back and to see the punches and win. That's just an example. But just the point I'm making is that you get a certain level of confidence that when you know you're capable, it's just reality. A man who's physically in shape, has good physical fitness, and is trained in martial art, knows how to defend himself, and walk around with a certain different level of confidence, you have a certain demeanor about yourself. You have a very athletic, muscular physique. You know what I mean? I say athletic, muscular, because you got people that just muscular, bulky, but they have no mobility or athleticism behind it. You want to have an athletically muscular physique. You want to be able to run, jump, be mobile. You know what I mean? And take off if you need to, climb, all those different things. You want to be capable. It gives you a certain level of confidence. It's all through Yahweh Shemim Shai. There's a reason why the Lord designed our bodies to be able to be capable of doing the things that it can do, to be able to sculpt the body, build muscle, run fast and jump high and fight. This is the reason why the Lord created these things. Use it, Jake. We use the word, we don't use it, right? Our trust and our faith and our hope is in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and them only. Not in our own abilities. Our own abilities are tools. Just like if you have a gun is a tool. not a extra life. It's not a shield from all danger and damage. No, other people have guns too. You might know how to shoot very well, but other people don't know how to shoot well. Hey, you might be a super proficient shooter, but if somebody gets the drop on you and they close enough and they shoot you, they hit you, what good is it? You know what I mean? So you can have the fastest draw, the sharpest shot, doesn't matter. All it takes is for somebody to get you, to see you before you see them, and it's over. Somebody to get the drop on you, the surprise on you, before you even know what's going on. You should always be aware of your surroundings, be circumspect, and always be observant. Yes, sometimes we're not perfect, we don't see everything, but when we have our trust in Yahweh Shema Shai and our faith in the Lord, and you're doing right by the Lord at that, you're fine. You ain't got nothing to worry about. The Lord, that's your true confidence. Because you're like, you know what? When I get in this car and I drive, and I know I'm being smart about driving, I'm watching the road, and I'm watching other cars, I'm still confident that I'm not at my driving abilities. I know I drive very well, but anything can happen. I can fucking have a green light and get T-boned. You know what I mean? But I have confidence that because I'm doing the Lord's work, and I'm in my prayers, and I'm praying to the Lord daily for protection and mercy, and I'm making sacrifices for the Lord. I'm doing better than, like, it's reality, Jake. Like, you're doing more than these people. These people are against the Lord. They don't know the Lord. You do. So why wouldn't the Lord protect you? Why wouldn't the Lord bless you? This is the faith that you have to have. Why not? Why wouldn't you? The Lord is not unrighteous. The Lord's not just going to bless wicked evildoers and just shit on them that trust in Him, that worship and serve Him in truth and in sincerity, that sacrifice liberties and pleasures of this world for His sake. You think He's just going to kick us to the curb? Come on, man. The Most High is not unrighteous to forget our labor of love. You got to read and know these scriptures, Jake. You have to know these scriptures. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. Isaiah 33:6. All right. So, very important. Very, very important. Prepare for the worst, but expect and hope for the best. All right. So, Lord willing, this video was edifying. I'm going to leave it up there until next time.